In the Heights.
My name is Adrian Feliciano, and I'm playing the Piraguero guy in the Heights.
This story resonates with me a lot. My character follows a similar path that I followed when I was going off to college. I was the first girl in my house. My parents were not able to go to college. So having the opportunity to go was a very big deal to me. And there are so many lyrics in the songs that parallel my journey, parallel my mother's journey, my grandparents' journey. I am first generation American. My family is from Puerto Rico. You know, the journey that they've made as a family from start to finish in one generation is pretty extraordinary. My mother was born on the dirt floor of a tin roof shack in the mountains of Puerto Rico. My grandfather got a job in a factory in Wisconsin here and sent for my mother and my grandmother 6 months later. And you know, now my grandparents live in a house that they bought in cash, and not because they're wealthy, but because they saved every penny and worked very, very hard so that their children would have a better opportunity. And my parents, in turn, did the same. So we were in a position that all three of my brothers and myself had the opportunity to go to school. All three of our journeys were very different as far as how far we got in school or where we went to school, and but the fact that their kids had the opportunity to do that is pretty huge. So yeah, there's a lot of voices and stories and faces in this show that are extremely familiar and very endearing.
I completely agree. One of the songs that Rana sings, one of the lyrics is "My people, Puerto Rico," because my family is also from Puerto Rico, and you know, the lyric, correct me if I'm wrong, it says, you know, I think about sometimes what would have happened if I would have moved there. My family did move back. Like, both my parents were born in Puerto Rico. We were raised here for the first 3 years of my life, and then they made the choice to move to Puerto Rico. And we lasted 8 months. And my mom was like, you know, let's go back to the States. They just didn't, my mom especially felt like she couldn't get what she needed out of life there. So we came back to Milwaukee to pursue this American dream, and so that her children, myself and my younger brother, and my older brother and sister could get a better opportunity. So anybody who has grown up in the south side of Milwaukee or the north side, who has this Latin-based family, or not even Latin-based, but just minority in general, can relate to this like strong like mother figure, whether if it's your mother or your grandmother. And I definitely connect with that portion of the story with Abuela Claudia. She easily represents my grandma and my mother, because I can slowly see my mom growing into my grandma, which is really cool. So I really appreciate that, as well as just in fact like the story being told in Milwaukee, which I don't think there has ever been a cast that's fully assembled that's like all Latins. Like, I mean, yes, there are a few other, but for the most part, majority, the cast is Hispanic and Latino, so that's really cool, and I'm so honored to be a part of it.
I think the most important thing, though, is that anyone with any sort of immigration story, no matter, I mean, you could replace this with Jewish immigration at one point. You could replace this with the Italians coming, with Irish coming, and it's why our city is set up the way it is, and there are cities all across the country that are just like that. There are neighborhoods for the different countries that came here. So even though this is the Latin point of view of this immigration story, anyone can relate to it if they hold on to their family history. So exactly. It is about family and love and music and tradition and growth.
Yes.